Hey everybody, it's Alan. Hope that you are doing well. Um, this is one of those two for one kind of situations because we're doing a tribute to the late great David Bowie. Today is January 8th, which is his birthday. He was born in 1947, but he passed away in 2016 on January 10th. So he just made it 2 days past his birthday. And I know when he passed, it came as a shock to many, many, many of us. Whenever somebody of his stature passes away, there's just this sort of looming sense of sadness that, sort of is a cloud over the music world. And, many of us who were fans just, feel that loss of, well, for lack of a better term, a sense of our youth is taken away whenever one of these great icons passes. And I'm sure many of you felt it too. In honor of this great man, we're going to listen to two songs. We're going to go to Tin Machine, which was sort of his hard rock project with Reeves Gabrels and the Sales Brothers. And we're going to do this song, I Can't Read. And then we're going to follow that up with a song from the Let's Dance album called Criminal World.
I can't read and I can't write down. I don't know a book from Countdown. I don't care which shadow gets me. All I've got is someone's face. Money goes to money heaven. Bodies go to body hell. I just cough and catch the chase. Switch the channel, watch the police car. I can't read shit anymore. I just sit back and ignore. 'Cause I just can't get it right, can't get it right. I can't read shit, I can't read shit. When you see a famous smile, no matter where you run your mile, to be right in that photograph and
man, Reeves Gabrels' use of distortion and feedback, along with, certain types of delays, including reverse delays, was really, really quite interesting and experimental. And, Reeves had quite an effect on David's, sort of writing style and writing characteristics over the sort of last, I don't know, I'd say third of David's life. I think I remember the first time I heard this was probably somewhere around 1989-ish ballpark, right in there. I remember it was in my friend Danny's car. It was a really, really, really crappy green Ford Mustang. Ford Pinto, not a Mustang. God. Little did I know I was riding in a bomb. I guess, hey, it was a cheap car that, he could afford that worked for its purpose, which we were throwing newspapers back in the day when people used to do that. And we listened to this entire Tin Machine album and we're just absolutely blown away by sort of the sonic landscape of the songs. And then, of course, Reeves' really unique approach to the instrument. And it just kind of stuck with me for the rest of my life. 1989, I was 18 years old, ballpark. And, it was still a very formative time period for me in my music listening. And I remember it fairly vividly. Just driving down the road, listening to the cassette from one song to the next, because, back in the days of cassettes and LPs, you listened to the entire album rather than compact discs, which, of course, allowed you to skip songs easily. And then, of course, obviously streaming and MP3s and stuff like that, which basically negated the need for any band to conceptualize a complete album. And in many ways, I'm one who still misses that time period very, very, very much because, some of my happiest memories are listening to entire albums. And David Bowie was definitely a part of the fabric of that, especially his Tin Machine project was really the first time I truly got into listening to David Bowie. And then I sort of researched his back catalog after that. But Tin Machine was actually my introduction to the man. With that said, let's move on. Criminal World.
You were the widow of a wildcat, and now I know about your special kisses, and I know you know where that is at. I guess I recognize your destination. I think I see beneath your makeup what you want is sort of separation. This is no ordinary, this is no ordinary. What a criminal. Show you where to shoot your gun. What a typical mother's son. The only thing that she enjoys is a criminal. Well, where the girls are like baby face boys. reputation, but no one knows about your low life. I know a way to find a situation and hold a candle to your high life disguise. You caught me kneeling at your sister's door. That was no ordinary stick. I'm well aware just what you're looking for. I am no ordinary, I am no ordinary. What a criminal. Well, the boys are like baby face girls. What a criminal. Girl, she showed you where to shoot your gun. What a typical mother's son. The only thing that she enjoys is a criminal world where the girls are like baby face boys. Baby face boys. Baby face. What a criminal. What a criminal.
Now, I remember very clearly seeing the Let's Dance video and knowing that Stevie Ray Vaughan was playing the guitar, hearing that name come about, and really latching onto his guitar tone, those lead fills, that Stratocaster power, that just unbelievably soulful power. And amazingly enough, this album, did not make me fall in love with David Bowie. It made me launch into researching Stevie Ray Vaughan. And of course, not too long after the album came out, of course, you find Texas Flood and then Couldn't Stand the Weather. And, as a young, impressionable guitar player, getting very, very, very hooked into Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar playing. And I pretty much ignored this album until after I discovered Tin Machine, and then went back into the David Bowie catalog and was like, oh my God, this Let's Dance album is actually really, really brilliant. And then, of course, and Stevie's guitar punctuated everything that David Bowie did. Again, there's a little bit of reticent feeling that I have because I'm like, God, I missed the boat, It's still one of those situations where at least I'm thankful that I discovered it later and could go back and listen to the back catalog. And in a lot of ways, that's what younger people are going to have to do, because as I said at the beginning of the video, when we lose an icon like this, well, the younger generations that are coming behind us don't have this artistry to listen to, especially when you think of the sort of the turn of the music industry, since the advent of sampling and computer-aided recording and, I don't want to say AI, but I mean, the reality of it is everything, not everything, but a lot of music today is so formulated that it just doesn't have that originality and soul that we grew up with, I mean, I'm sorry to tell you this, there probably will never be another time period where you have creative geniuses like David Bowie and Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple and the Eagles and the Beach Boys and Leonard Skinner and the Allman Brothers and the Grateful Dead. And I mean, you just won't have that time period ever come around again because the recording industry won't allow it to happen. There was a question that one of my favorite YouTubers put up on their site. It's a channel called The Charismatic Voice, and I absolutely love her analysis of vocals and music. I think she goes really in depth like very few others do, and it's really quite interesting. But she put up her channel a sort of a questionnaire asking, should she do videos regarding particular categories that took place during the Grammy Awards or the People Choice or whatever it was. And I had to respond with the fact that the Grammys are just a political thing. It's a popularity contest based upon what companies, the music industry at large, forces into people's ears. And again, it's based upon commercial and advertising, because if a song's more than 4 minutes, you won't hear it on a radio station. You won't hear it streaming generally on commercial, streaming services. You just won't hear it because it's too long and it takes away from the opportunity for them to have advertising on their network. And so I put in the response that I was like, think about it today. If today's rules applied to the 1970s, you wouldn't have Stairway to Heaven, you wouldn't have Comfortably Numb, you wouldn't have Freebird, you wouldn't have Sultans of Swing, you wouldn't have all of these mega anthems that we know and love today if not for the fact that the freedom of disc jockeys back in the day allowed for these longer songs to play. There's the story from the Rush documentary, Beyond the Lighted Stage, where the radio programmer from Cleveland, the radio station that essentially launched Rush in the United States, was talking about how she discovered the band. And she was listening to all the albums that were sent into the radio station. And her first goal was to try to find a song long enough that was good enough to be played while the disc jockeys, who were spinning records, not programming a computer to generate a playlist, but actually spinning a record, and needed a song long enough to go take a bathroom break. And she put the needle down on the song Working Man, which is, long enough to do such things for the DJ, and listen to this amazing, amazing song. And if you suss that out, if you project that outward, how did Freebird or Stairway to Heaven or Hotel California or Sultans of Swing ever make it onto the radio, if not for being an opportunity for a DJ to use the restroom in that particular time period? So it's really kind of an interesting thing. There was a freedom in the broadcasting industry at that particular time, because although they were held accountable to advertisers, the advertisers were going to these radio stations because of the popularity of the radio station, as opposed to today, the radio operators and the broadcasters sitting there saying, oh, no. The music that we play is really just an interlude between the talking and the advertising. It's as simple as that. It's almost like, look at MTV, and VH1. It's MTV stands for music television. VH1 said for video hits. It was all about music in the beginning. Now, what time period and how many hours a day do either of those networks play music? They don't. You might get a couple of hours earlier in the day where some, hip hop stuff is played on there. You might get a music documentary on VH1, maybe, possibly, but they aren't really doing it anymore. And radio stations today, I wake up every morning, listening to K-Rock, and it's more talking than it is music. The most music I hear is the intro to the traffic report. It's a jab, 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 talk, 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 tap, 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 tap. And it's almost like the radio it's a dying industry in a lot of ways, because the streaming services that we have really are taking over. And that's actually killing the money for the artists because the artists aren't getting paid nearly enough for their streaming content. And here I am talking about this on YouTube, which is another culprit. So I'm sorry, I spun off into a thing and I didn't really mean to do that. I just realized I'm sitting here going off on this diatribe. And really what I want to say is thank you for the great music to David Bowie on this, both the anniversary of his birthday and relatively the anniversary of his passing. I hope you all enjoyed this. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. We can talk about it further. Just know that I appreciate you all and I wish you well. Take care.